Thank you for staying with us on Prime Morning. Time now for us to get into the papers. And guess whom the cat just dragged in? MFR.
Oh, yeah.
ADT.
The cat dragged me in here.
I was just say, here we go again with animals.
Don't.
The cat.
Don't.
Why?
Jay Foley.
Why is the cat dragging me?
That is a threat on life. Do you love your life?
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm just wondering why we had to go to the cat
me?
because there was the lizard, there was the wall gecko,
And I almost say
mosquito.
Come on, cry a day.
MFR.
Hey.
We said we're looking for, and we gave options. Ben, John, and MFR. Which one is best?
Ben, John, and MFR. Do they know that your name is John, though?
Well, I mean, it's.
Do you know his name is John?
I'm putting it out.
John
so let's say so let's make it better. Which one feels more dog? J, MFR.
No, I'll stick to my cat. I'm from Volta region. It's okay. So. Let's work between the two of you.
We can handle that.
Okay, it actually sounds weird to have a pet called MFR.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit...
Yes.
No, like you said yesterday, like if you want a female...
You know what?
But I'll tell you what, I've actually contemplated, and we've had pets. I've actually contemplated having 2 massive dogs of whatever breed, Alsatian, Doberman, Burble, 2 of them, and naming them, guess what?
What?
Peter and Paul.
Okay. I like fishes. I've had 2 fishes.
I guess P-Square wouldn't be happy with me at all.
Jace, I've got fishes and they died 2019 December. They're still in my freezer. They're at the morgue. So
like you killed them because you didn't give them what you ought to have given them, and they passed on, and you are giving them
a befitting burial.
Cryo. There's this scientific term.
I'll give them a befitting burial. Little golden fish. Anyway,
no, are you serious?
Yeah. I'll take a photo when I get home today. Newsflash.
So our first story this morning, front page of Ghanaian Times newspaper, coup d'etats in West Africa. ECOWAS reviews protocols. The president says, tougher sanctions being put on to make sure that presidents don't outstay or outrun their term of office or try and amend constitution in their own interest. The full story is here on page 16 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Extraordinary session of ECOWAS Parliament opens in Winneba. And that's on page 17. Now, as we celebrate, I think October, World International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. It was hosted in Accra yesterday, and conversations around major earthquake hitting Ghana high. That is in with regards to probability. So please, not to say that it is coming. It's just a conversation, and since it's such a day, it's only right that such a conversation comes up. You can read the story on page 16 as well. It trends across most of the papers here. Let me quickly jump into the second page here, or third page of the Ghanaian Times. Some stories here. 2 boy cyclists killed by bus. It happened in Nyamransa, Ibradonkwa Road in the central region. May that so rest in perfect peace. Quite gruesome or graphic here, even just reading it. It's here. Hairdresser also in trouble for pouring hot water on son.
Okay.
Of all the things you could pour on your son, you could pour blessings, shower with money. You chose hot water. That full story here. A 42-year-old hairdresser in the grips of the law. Now, in the grips of the police, I beg your pardon. Now, students grabbed over alleged arson at Nyahin Catholic SHS as well. Court remands a ghost thief. And lastly, a man jailed 4 years for stealing a motorcycle. It's all here at Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Okay. Shall I go on with the New Crusade? Not much happening in front of the New Crusade.
To be very honest, when you call the name now, you just left a very...
Be careful, please. Be careful. Okay, so the New Crusading Guide is reporting that the president has been advising West African leaders to ascend power by the will of the people. Stories on page 3 and 10 of the New Crusading Guide, and somewhere on page 3 as well, the YEA Board tasked to tackle unemployment canker. As to how they're going to be tackling that, I'm not too sure, but it is on page 3 of the New Crusading Guide. And finally, stop blaming Chairman Divine. We caused our own defeat. Titus Glover to defeated NPP MPs. Quite a good read is on page 3 of the New Crusading Guide. Let me see if there's something happening in the middle page. Well, not much. Benjamin, still on the story of how Ghana Standard Authority is committed to improving the ease of doing business. This being said, the private sector was quite challenged with them and their processes they have to go through to get them to do businesses. So that's good news. It's in the center spread of the new Crusading guide this morning, Benjamin.
Well, let me start with some showbiz, and I want to run this by you too. Old acts, not spent forces. That's according to Kokovelli. That's in the Daily Graphic. You remember? Kokovelli Wasanaba. Well, he says there's a general perception that artists who have been in the industry for a long time are spent forces who have nothing to offer, but this is something Hip Life Act, Kokovelli, does not agree with. But how many of those old ones are still in the system, though? Apart from, let's say, an Obrafo who from time to time would do something. I think he did his 20th. Was it last year or this year?
Yeah.
Lord Kenya has bowed out of, that kind of music and all of that. But apart from that, how many would you count still in the system? Deba, out of order. What's his name?
Where does Kwabna belong?
Kwabna is...
He's still very
new
current.
He's a new, okay.
He's still very current. Most of them have bowed out.
You get
old,
it?
yeah,
I mean, if someone like Chicago were still doing music, then you would say, but...
Yeah,
all
most of them have bowed
faces.
out. Most of them have bowed out. A lot of them. I mean, the most recent person who dropped a song, or I think is dropping a song, is coming from Nkase.
But Nkase is... I mean, I know the members of Nkase. They came in the, what? 2000, getting to even 2010, right?
Well, just I think last week, one of them I think is dropping or so. I'm not too sure what I heard.
But Reggie's dropped a new song. Oh. Actually.
Which of the Reggies?
Reggie Rockstone. No.
Oh, as for Reggie, I mean, he's Grandpapa has been around, he's done that. But I guess Sydney would qualify, right?
Yeah,
From time to time, he drops something.
Yeah, but he hasn't released in quite a while.
Well, let's get into other stories. 2,126 lives lost in road crashes, and this is indeed a worry, Jay. You remember a few months ago, it was close to 2,000. Now it's crossed the 2,000 mark, and it's only getting worse. I just wanted to highlight this as well. When you go to page 13, successful treatment of breast cancer, early detection key. And you should grab a copy of the Daily Graphic. It talks about signs and symptoms of breast cancer. My chest doesn't project that I would have demonstrated, but you should feel for the lumps. If you have a pulled in nipple, and I've seen some of those breast cancer cases, you see the nipple has practically gone in, and you start seeing those signs. Warning. Dimpling. You start seeing some projections around the nipple. Dripping. I mean, you're not pregnant or anything, but it's dripping.
If you understand.
Redness or rashes. Allow me to educate the people.
Abreast.
He seems to be what?
Quite abreast.
He seems to be what?
Quite abreast with this conversation.
Does your mother know you are like this? Does your mom know?
Breast. I'm a third born and also a Kweku.
So redness or rashes or skin changes. Take note. And I want to highlight something else right here. Men must support the national fight against breast cancer.
Absolutely.
By encouraging the women in their lives, and other women to take screening seriously. And my final bit, about 1% of all breast cancer cases are actually in men. Yeah. So as men too, if you start seeing some kominini, I beg you.
Well, MFA, you can always... telepathic conversations.
We can always go to the
Chronicle newspaper as well. But like I'm saying, he's really abreast with information regarding breast cancer. So as we are in the month of October, it's a pink October we call it. But anyway, let's go to the Chronicle newspaper. Ephesians 4:28. As we always read these Bible verses, let the thief no longer steal, but rather let him labor, doing honest work with his own hands. $550,000 allegedly stolen from GT Bank. It's a big story in the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. As police drag the staff and the customer to court.
Why are you scared?
That's my bango.
That's how sick
Did they steal it small, or it's from one account?
No, they stole it
boom.
I can't even believe them. Like, I mean, I don't want to, it's like I'm encouraging thievery, but why would you want to do that from a bank in the 21st century?
And do it boom.
How? I mean, if you start off with, maybe conversations, then see if it is possible. Well, they've been arrested, I think, as well. So now it's turned into a police case and a court case as well. More stories here. Police impound 9 bulk road vehicles over alleged adulteration of fuel. Husband reports wife for reportedly stealing from her former employer.
That's a husband with some guts.
Wow, this husband really doesn't like this woman again.
But will that relationship work moving forward?
That's it. I mean, let her go. But going to report to a former employer, like that's a chuk. Don't change constitution to extend your tenure of office. President tells ECOWAS Parliament as well. These stories here. I also caught wind of another one. Now, is this a nuisance? Or it's an art? As this morning we spoke about art from Toni Morrison. Allow me to read that again, then I can tell you what I'm talking about. Your life is already artful, just waiting for you to make it art. What do you guys think about the number of billboards and posters that we have scattered beautifully on our walls?
Did you say beautifully?
Well, it depends on art, like I'm saying. It's art, so it depends on where you're looking at it from. Artistically.
Some of them are a bit of a distraction.
A bit?
Yes, a bit.
A bit?
I mean, you look at them and the thing is even defaced and the paper is what does that do?
And do you know the one that I really want to criticize most? It's during the the voting season. The way the political parties scatter, it's fine. Scatter the whole, or litter the whole country with their posters. And when it's done, some stay on till like 4 years.
Yeah. And even, you know what's worse? You know our electric, whatever, the cabling.
Yeah.
Even they are not spared. And I remember in the last election, somewhere around the cantonment's post office, someone was, I just don't want to mention the name of the party, he was hoisting right there and he got electrocuted. He died. Yeah.
May he so rest in peace.
Really?
I mean, he died for the party.
Well, yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, that's a story here in the Chronicle newspaper. It says posters, banners, billboards deface the Garden City, and Kumasi is the one where the eagle eye is on there. Photos of how some of these posters have just littered bus stations, especially, and it's a nuisance, if you ask me, destroying the beauty of some of the places, and it's just terrible. That story is here. You can read it on page 5 of the Chronicle newspaper. Back page stories. Coach Milo was justified in putting me on the bench. Dede Ayew. Oh, he didn't play the Ghana-Zambia game, reverse?
I think he started off the bench. I don't know whether he played, but I know it was said that he would start off the bench, even if he would play.
Very respectful, that guy. Dede Ayew, like very well brought up,
he has a good head on his shoulders. You can say that.
Yeah. Anyways, these are the stories in the Chronicle newspaper.
Okay, so the Daily Statesman as well. Do not hold power beyond legal terms. President has been speaking. Now, there's a story on page 7 of the Daily Statesman. It says that the Cybersecurity Authority has warned the public against the distribution of indecent images or sexual contents on various social platforms. And so it is under the Act 1038. Now, you do not have to display and distribute nudes on the internet. Where the internet means what is WhatsApp inclusive? What? You're a student of the law.
So are you.
So wait, bring it back again.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
You're a senior. You're a senior. They haven't taught me this yet.
Bring that back.
So what's the question again?
So it says that you shouldn't distribute your nude photos on the internet. WhatsApp uses the internet.
Well, yes, any platform that has access to connect to the internet will be classified as.
So what are you trying to say? You're trying to find out whether WhatsApp is part of. Of course.
Okay.
Anything online.
Is this when you post an image of yourself or either person posts?
Let me tell you what.
No, there are even laws when it comes to indecent exposure. You wonder why. What's her name? Is it which one of them?
Well, if the government is looking, or the courts are looking for culprits, go on TikTok. But let's say 9 out of every 15 videos you see, because of the trends that are on there with the music and the mimicking, I tell you what, possibly 9 out of every 15 videos you see will be ladies who are either wriggling their, let me put it in, make it more decent on TV, wriggling their waist and their backsides, or now that we're in October,
gyrating,
squeezing their own body parts,
In
and it's
I
quite.
think it's
Of
good.
body
It's
parts.
good I don't go on TikTok.
TikTok?
I don't
For
have
your-
the
It's a
app.
whole
I
TV
don't
channel.
go
For
on
your
it.
body parts, if you're squeezing your breast in October, that's okay. After October, then we have a problem.
Then it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
No,
tell you.
but just to feed into this conversation, a lot of people are doing things. I mean, people are saying, send me nudes. You're sending them. That, you know, there are regulations against, for example, someone using, there's a term for it, I've just forgotten. But let's say you're in a relationship with someone, you get out of the relationship
And they
then
use your
you
nudes
start
to-
spreading the person's nudes, shaming the person. But how is that even possible if you don't send it to them? Sometimes, of course,
What
you are
about your
asleep,
husband?
you are asleep and the person takes shots of you and all of that. But I think we've become very reckless, from videos to photos
No,
and
what if
everything,
it's
and
your
we are
husband?
sending them everywhere.
Hello.
And
What if
and
it's your husband?
technically it is
What
not.
if it's your husband and it's a long distance relationship?
Wait, it's your husband and it's a long distance relationship. Your husband is out of town and
Wednesday
all
we'll
of that.
do this conversation if you guys would.
No,
Okay, yeah,
but
sure.
how comfortable can you be just passing nudes around?
I'm not. No.
You make
Come
it
on.
sound
That is why I also
You
find
make
it.
like-
you make it sound like, we're passing
yo, hey,
it around,
hi,
like it's
hey,
like, hello, hi.
No, but look,
Husband.
this is how weird it gets, especially for people like us or maybe musicians and stuff. I mean, sometimes very unwanted content that people will send you because, oh, they think they like you, they get your
That's
number
it.
and they send you stuff. And you're like,
That's a conversation. I mean, nobody's asking you for your nudes. The person is not your husband and you're
Benjamin.
sending it. That's different.
Benjamin.
We're talking about a person who is legally married, like Mr. John Mensah Foley here,
Yes.
whose wife is in the UK. But Jay, how
why
do
did
you
you have
survive
to
this?
Give me
savagely, give this guy an
How
uppercut?
do you survive? How do you survive it though? You know, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about those who.
Are you
who
suggesting
sneak
Jay
into-
is...
No, his wife.
A
I'm
new
not talking
sharer.
about that
His-
one. I'm talking about his
Jason
wife.
New Share. Remember, person
No,
Jason
no,
is a
his
new
wife.
share. A recipient of me. That's what
Oh,
he
I'm saying that your wife, not those in your inbox and all of that. Forget those ones.
Okay,
That's
Jay,
difficult. The
would you
law
be
should
comfortable with
protect people.
something like that?
Wednesday.
True. And I really love Tiwa for what happened to her. Somebody, you know.
Charlie, that thing.
I like her boldness, so she says that she wasn't
said she don't
going
go give
to
am
pay
foko.
because she was doing something very natural, and then you're going to blackmail me for doing something natural, so she didn't pay.
But the guy she did it with, he was tearing his hair out.
Really?
He was not happy at all
About the video, the money not being paid?
about the video being out there.
Please.
Dude has
Do you have any
issues.
story? Do you have any story in front of that paper? Please.
Well, NDC
Okay,
incest
very
guru
good.
in hot waters gets 30,000 Ghana city bill. We're going to follow up to the story as well. The president says it's painful to lose elections.
30,000 cedis bail.
Bail.
And the woman who faked pregnancy got a 50,000 cedis bail.
You remember,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah,
How?
Let me explain the dynamics of this. You see,
Sleep with your daughter who is below 18 years.
No.
You get a
Allegedly.
30,000
Allegedly.
No, but bail. I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
bail, 'cause
The
woman-
fact
I'm
that
not-
he's getting bail doesn't mean.
No, but the bail, 30,000. 30,000. And then the woman who faked her pregnancy gets 50,000. I don't understand the law,
I want
but
to help you on
please
that
go on.
explanation. I'll tell you that. I promise. I'll tell you that. In the course of the show, because you need to understand the dynamics of biology. You understand before you. It's
Leave me
complicated.
alone.
It's
It's okay. Go to
complicated.
the next story.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much. This is how we wrap up on. Unless you have more stories, I beg your
No.
pardon. Wrap up on our news flash this morning. Daily Guide newspaper was what I was just making reference to. Alhaji Collins Dauda looks like Joey B. You doubt it, check it out. Type his name on Instagram, on any of the social media platforms. When it pops up, he really resembles Joey B. And this became a trend at a point in time when people said, were wondering if he was the father as well. Well, I'm looking at a photo on the front page here, and I wish you could zoom in, but later on you can grab a copy of the Daily Guide newspaper and then see for yourself.
Jay.
I can pass it around to you.
Jay.
What does he look like? Yes.
Let's not.
the
See.
fact that let's not and you're looking, it's even so
No,
preposterous.
but that's not what I'm saying. Jay, there's a story in there, KOD condemning. You know the bit
yes.
about KOD and now the Superman. You've seen the Superman thing, right?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I think that's interesting in the... Just give us the...
Well,
The
Ghanaian
guy
broadcaster
said-
Kofi Ochidaku, KOD, popularly known as KOD, has registered his displeasure with attempts to introduce activities of LGBTQ+ for children. Well, and there's more on the story as he also speaks against, using this character that people have grown up with, idolizing and seeing as, for those who are not in support of LGBTQ, to see Superman get into such an area. Well, for those who are in support of LGBTQ, I'm sure they will say it's not a problem. So, however, that tells you that I stand, in the middle of
we need,
why is
we
it
need
that
a counter. We need a counter where we need to bring back all the Kwekwanansi stories and the biofireside stories.
Imagine. Let me ask you this question real quick. Imagine if Kwekwanansi, our very own Kwekwanansi, was used.
What?
Our very own Kwekwanansi.
The
character.
The first time you were sounding Kwekwanansi, I didn't know whom you were.
Our very own Kwekwanansi was positioned in a place like this to be seen.
It can't happen because his stomach is big, so he can't even cross to kiss the other person. So thank you so much to Richoko, to Empowerment Worship Center, Bedway, MTN, Electroland, Dreams Cosmetics. We keep saying thank you so much to all the businesses we've had on this show, and we keep saying thank you. That's a tall list, Benjamin. And so at some point we keep saying thank you, UBA, Huawei, Welma, Activities, Jumia. It's a tall list. Thank you so much. We'll go for a quick one. When we come back, what's trending?